Now, the United States has successfully tested a nuclear-capable ballistic missile on Tuesday after twice postponing the launch to avoid fueling tensions amid the ongoing Ukraine war and the Taiwan conflict. The U.S. military said that it tested an unarmed intercontinental ballistic missile to verify the nuclear weapon system's effectiveness. Missile launched by the Air Force Global Strike Command from the Space Force base in California. The missile carried a test re-entry vehicle, which in a conflict could be armed with a nuclear warhead. The re-entry vehicle traveled nearly 6,760 kilometers in the Western Pacific. U.S. Air Force in a statement said that this test launch was part of a routine activity and it's not the result of any current geopolitical events.
And as President Yoon marked 100 days in office, North Korea fired 2 cruise missiles toward the West Sea this morning. A South Korean military official said Wednesday that the missiles were fired from the coastal town of Oncheon. The launch also comes as South Korea and the U.S. hold 4 days of preliminary drills ahead of their major combined training exercise next week. That'll involve live field exercises for the first time in years. This was the first missile launch from the north in more than 2 months since they fired a ballistic missile on June 5th.
Flying over the Panamanian jungle, this helicopter climbs above a ridge and into thick cloud. That's when things start to go wrong, the helicopter making a sharp turn and an alarm sounds. Six seconds later, it's on the ground. Incredibly, all 6 passengers survived the crash landing, among them independent presidential candidate Dimitri Flores, who posted this plea for help after climbing from the wreck. It took rescue crews more than 3 hours to reach the site on foot in a mountainous area in the country's southwest, and even longer to assist the injured passengers and pilot back out of the jungle.
A few weeks after Israel's military released footage showing what they called clear evidence of Hamas terror tunnels in Gaza, and only 1 week after the 3 days of violence between Palestinian Islamic Jihad and Israel, the IDF says it has found and destroyed another tunnel, which it believes Hamas was planning to use to cross into Israel and target civilians. The IDF has exposed several terror tunnels in recent years, and Israel has been taking steps to defend against them, including developing detection technologies and constructing an underground concrete barrier with motion sensors.
Iran has now slammed a Saudi newspaper for publishing a cartoon. The cartoon seemed to be a caricature of Iran's first supreme leader, Ruhollah Khomeini. It was a face of a person resembling Khomeini mixed with a famous expression of Saturn. Iran has since called it an insult that the people of the country would not tolerate.
Tonight, shark attacks raising fears from coast to coast. One of the latest serious incidents causing a 10-year-old boy to lose part of his leg after a bull shark attack, according to his family. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission confirming the boy was bitten while snorkeling at Looe Key Reef. His uncle posting on Facebook that Jameson Jr. took a crushing blow near his knee from an 8-foot bull shark. His family placing a tourniquet on his leg to stop the bleeding. He was then airlifted to the hospital where his leg was amputated just below the knee to save his life.